menace to sobriety. Just a menace, just a menace. Just a menace. Menace to sobriety.
I just want you to have a little chat now and, you know, talk about how you're using what's happened to you in a positive way. What's next for you in your life?
Yeah.
How you're managing to keep your mind straight and keep positive.
Yeah.
And again, touching on what happened to you in the past, you know, anything you can give to the listeners out there.
Yeah. So at the moment, like a couple of months ago, I was relapsing back out there in the madness, and then I thought I can't do this. I'm going back to uni in October. I'm halfway through a forensic psychology degree. I've got 3 years left. I'm going to start doing 1 day a week on with the NHS on a forensic psychiatric ward. I've literally just got myself a sponsor with AA. I've been going back to meetings. My advice, like, not my advice, I don't want to sound like I can advise people, but like
from your experience.
From my experience, like, addiction takes you to places like, so like if you was going to touch if you touched a fire once and it burnt you, you're not going to go and do it again. That's the madness of addiction. That's where it takes you to, like, because every time you get scorned and every time something more severe or worse happens. So I think, like, kids as well, teenagers especially, growing up now, when you start dabbling in stuff, like they need to hear more, they need to be more educated on addiction, because addiction's everywhere now, you know. And I think the best advice, not advice, but what I'd like to say is, like, anyone that's been through anything, like, serious, the best thing you can do is speak. And I think the best thing you can do is have the right support around you and chuck on it. I'm not very good at this myself. I sound patronising, but when I fall into addiction, I mix with the wrong crowds. Yeah. And when I get sober again, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? But you need to build a good support network around you. I think you need to have a good routine and structure to your day, because boredom can be a massive one for some addicts. You know, so like good routine and structure. I think try and educate yourself a bit on it, listen to different podcasts, read books, you know, because the more you understand about it, the more it helps. Because sometimes I think, what the fuck, I don't understand this. Yeah. Some days I think I do understand it, and it's like you said earlier, it's a case where it really is, like, it's just horrific, and it gets you to that point, you know. And this is about going back to speaking out, like, if you think you've got a problem and you're doing it too much, speak out as soon as you can, because it does honestly get worse over time. And you know, from my own experience, like, and I believe if you carry on doing drugs and alcohol and your life is so chaotic, it either ends up in jail or death. That's the truth of it.
I'm so proud of you, man. Because,
thank you.
Because when I first saw you outside, when I walked up to speak to you, I could tell that you were like
nervous,
yeah. And it's mental, isn't it? Again, I probably shouldn't say that, but it's mind you, saying that, I saw a politician on the TV on Channel 4 News yesterday. I think it was the day before, when he's talking about homelessness, and he was like, what did he say? He said something like crackheads. He said, yeah, most of them are crackheads. And I was like, man, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the PC term now.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But no, I'm so proud of you, because look, I can see that one thing that we struggle with when we talk about this stuff, and I can see you're struggling with. I don't really have any right to be here on this podcast because I'm not a professional. No, right?
Yeah.
And I can see you're struggling with that, and I struggle with that every time. And I've got to remind myself, I'm not here, and you're not here to, like, tell people how to do things. The whole premise of this podcast, and where I think it's evolved into organically and got to, and where I wanted it to get to, is a place where people can just talk about their experience, and through your experience you have knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of this and the thought behind it, you know, even coming up here, on the way up here, I was like, you know, this is such a tough one for me to navigate, to talk about. Yeah. But the idea behind this really is that someone like you, or the younger version of you, like 5 years ago, or you 10 years ago, is sat watching this, looking at you, and through you being here talking about it, the older version of them is talking to them, going, look, listen, speak out now, talk about your addictions. If anything's going wrong, if there's any trauma in your life or something bad's happening to you, speak out. And that younger version of you, how old are you?
34.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You look good, yeah.
Thank you.
You look good. Your fella's in here as well, isn't he? He's like, easy. She's my nutcase. No, you're not allowed to say that. Sorry. There's a lot of them out there anyway. It's fine. No, I love you, man. I just loved. I love that you're so open to discuss it, because there is a younger version of you out there, man, woman, whatever, that's probably listening or watching this, going, yeah, I'm ready to have a chat about that, or yeah, I want to make a change. And how do you see your future?
Do you know what? Like, if I manage to nail this shit, I can see me thriving and going really far.
See, that's great.
But if I go back to that, I'm going to be dead in a few years. That's the reality. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah, and you want to do, what was it called? Crime.
Forensics, like I'm a forensic psychologist. I want to work in. My ideal goal would be working Broadmoor.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's that, and work with the criminally insane.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Why are we drawn to doing things that help people, or when we go through, we're drawn to trying to help other people, aren't we? But that is
no good at helping ourselves, though.
Menace to sobriety. Just a menace. Just a menace. Just a menace. Menace to sobriety.